And we need to find that faith. We need to delve deep and stay strong. And we need to remember how important it is that we get ourselves healthy, because we need to be healthy for when our children come back. We need to stay strong. Our children need us. So here's the poem. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. And let's be true about this. I'm sure most of us here have experienced being lied about. Or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. Now, I disagree with that part because I believe it's important for us to speak up in order for us to gain our strength. So if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew and turn your and to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Of course, yeah, that's one of my very favorite poems. And actually, I see someone, I don't know, where did you come from, Monica? Because
she was over here reciting it as you were reading it.
Oh, fantastic! She knows it by heart. Well, there you go. So the reason I share that, it should be self-evident. Again, I believe that all of us that have experienced and are going through this, there is a purpose. There is a purpose for our pain. We need to speak out. We need to share what has gone on. And we need to do so from a place of power and passion and purpose. There is no greater, I can't even think, there's no greater asset that we have than our children. Our children need us. Our children deserve both parents. So I know there's typically a lot of fathers. We're actually, I look out here, there's more men here right now than women, and I do stand here. I'd like to talk about the fact that we need to unite as mothers and fathers. We need to bridge the gender gap. It is not just about fathers' rights. It is not just about mothers' rights. Both parents deserve to have equal access to their child. And that is something that is really, I need everybody to understand. When and for me to say that, to be honest with you, I am a mom that's been erased. Okay, I could very likely have a lot of anger, a lot of anger and hatred, a lot of anger and hatred toward men. But I don't. I understand the value of fathers. Fathers are so important in the lives of our children. and perhaps it's because I have a fantastic father and I have a wonderful relationship with my both of my parents. Maybe that's what brings it for me. But because of that, I know I would never attempt to take my daughter away from her father, even though it's been done in the reverse. And it's really sad when parents, mothers or fathers, hate the other parent more than they love their child. So my goal in life is to just raise awareness that this happens, and for us to learn to support each other. Mothers and fathers and children need both parents. So that's about all I got to say. Thank you all. Thank you for making me come up here and speak and fumble at the beginning, especially. But again, please. So Mommy Interrupted Radio Show, I actually am building a website. It's kristibeck.net, and I will be doing more interviews. Before I leave the mic, I would like to also discuss some upcoming events. Mark Young, I know, mentioned the Million Parrot March. Hold on, I'm gathering my thoughts. I'd like to say something else. Father's Day. Yeah, I'd like to, I'm going to backtrack a moment. We're here in Washington, D.C., and this is very important. No, September 11th of last year, I joined many of you, and I met many of you here in Washington, D.C. with the walk with Restoring Freedom with Cash Jackson. And Brian, I know you were responsible for putting together the route for that day. That was a very powerful day. I think everybody that's here knows the power of that day. We all came together, and we need to unite. So this coming September 18th is the Million Parent March, and everybody from every movement, put aside your differences, put aside your political differences. Let's all be here, please, September 18th. I'm going to be here, and I hope you're going to be here. So that's an event in September. But now backtracking, coming up next month in April 29th in Dallas, Texas, is the Parental Alienation Awareness Symposium with Dorsey Pruder and Dr. Craig Childress. I'll be attending, and I know there's a few people here that are going to be attending as well. It's a day-long symposium, and I highly encourage, if you haven't...
It is a ticketed event, remember.
It is a ticketed event, so it's not just a show-up, free event. It is a ticketed event, and I believe it's $100 or $150 for the one day. But there are going to be fantastic speakers and a lot of really good information. And Dr. Childress will be there, and will be giving a lot of good information. I know Dorsey Pruder will be launching her book that day as well, one of her new books. So please make it to that. That's April 29th. What else do we have after that? I thought, no, there's this rally. We're coming out of, are we running out of events now? Mark was saying possibly something here, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and then Parents' Day in July. So I'm... So there are upcoming events, and I'm sure if you listen to all of our radio shows, we've got Brian Lee with